In parts of Portland, homeless people living in RVs is a growing problem. About 2 months ago, the city opened what they believe to be part of a solution, the Sunderland RV Safe Park in Northeast Portland, a safe rest village made for people living in vehicles.
Well, we have community guidelines.
Major Bob Lloyd is with the Salvation Army, the group running the site. It has 55 spots, and as of Tuesday, only 25 are filled. Yet they've had more than 80 people qualify to move in. So why is it still more than half empty?
We want to be full, and we've had more than enough referrals from the Portland Bureau of Transportation and the city outreach teams. The challenge is getting people to pack up their personal belongings to get their unit prepared to be towed in.
He says there have been cases where crews go to someone's RV 5 times, and the homeless people still aren't ready to move in.
And unfortunately, a lot of folks really just struggle following through on commitments.
Now, another challenge, and one the Salvation Army didn't anticipate, was how hard it was going to be to create a structured community inside the site when there's already a strong community 1 street over here on Northeast 33rd Drive. And in this community, there are no rules. And on top of all that, we're told that PBOT has been moving people and their RVs to this stretch while they wait to move into the site.
There was a young man that came to us and let us know that the program was available. It will be open in July.
Earlier this summer, PBOT moved Anne's RV to Northeast 33rd Drive, where she stayed for 2 weeks before they told her she could move into the park. And she is one of the lucky ones.
No one will talk about how to get in.
James Black has been trying to move into the site for weeks.
It's like a closely guarded secret. I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Through a referral process, the Portland Bureau of Transportation and city outreach crews pick which RVs are allowed in.
You have to just happen to be come upon by one of the community outreach workers that they use to refer people to this park. There's no way to get in touch with them. I've tried calling, I've tried emailing.
And he's trying again today by showing up in person.
To see if I could talk to someone in person and maybe get some answers.
So you just talked to them, what'd they say?
Yeah, they were really nice and understanding, but there's not really anything they can do.
They gave him this piece of paper. On it, a phone number for PBOT.
It's been really frustrating. It's extremely frustrating.
JB, what do you think about guys like once this? Inside the site,
it was nice. It was just like,
homosexual?
now I don't have to be chased to be moved.
There's relief.
Not having to live in
complaining
fear
about the RV
and panic.
Relief that at this point feels much farther than just a parking spot away.
There are resources supposedly available, but
he might be
seemingly inaccessible.
The Salvation Army says they don't know when this site will be filled. And again, it's not for a lack of referrals. They say the barrier is the homeless people they refer not being ready to move in. And there's just no timeline for that. In Northeast Portland, Blair Best, KGW News.
I think naive.
For the last 10 months, we've been asking this question: is Portland over? And tonight, we begin a series of reports focusing specifically on the homeless crisis. And I start tonight by taking you to a neighborhood that's simply overwhelmed. It's a snapshot in time documenting the cycle of this human tragedy.
I played ball over there, JB. It's such a nice city.
In Portland?
From above, you can't deny the stark reality. Like this is what Portland's other epidemic looks like. It spreads across the city into neighborhoods, along streets, alongside highways, next to homes. Unlike COVID, this epidemic has no vaccine or booster, and it's getting worse.
Oh my God.
This is what it looks like from the ground. Men and women living in makeshift shelters, in tents, under tarps, existing among piles of garbage and filth. Some are living in broken down trailers parked along the street, surrounded by piles of personal belongings, trash, and rats.
They've been coming up underneath the tarp and stuff and like we can hear them because they crawl on things. Like,
This is not the best of you guys,
They're like little
KP.
ninjas almost.
The rats have now invaded nearby homes. Those living
All
here
right.
have seen their neighborhood become a human disaster zone. Needles now litter the sidewalk. They've been threatened by some of the people living on their street. They don't feel safe. It's a health hazard. Their pleas for help, ignored.
They've been there for almost 2 years now, and no one has removed them. So I think it's time for them to actually do something about it.
This is what Portland's human tragedy looks like. Welcome to Southeast 94th and Pardee.
I've been here since the summertime, and when they moved people from over that area, they all came over here, and then we all kind of got bunched together. And now I think it's because before we all followed the rules, like the 6 feet apart stuff, you know, so like they weren't really bothering us.
Lahua is not just a statistic. She's a woman who ended up homeless.
So and then now there's a bunch of trash here that wasn't here before, a bunch more people that wasn't here before. So now we all have to move.
Lahua doesn't want to be here. She didn't choose to be homeless.
A roommate that didn't pay rent. So therefore we couldn't catch up. It was already too far gone. We couldn't catch up.
This morning, Lahua has a decision to make.
These are notices right here. The way they post these notices are ridiculous. They post them back in the street where nobody can see them.
The city has posted green notices declaring this an illegal campsite, giving campers 10 days to move. Crews are set to clean up the site tomorrow. Lahua isn't surprised. She's been through this routine before.
These people come and they'll take all your stuff and they'll pack it all up for you. It doesn't matter if it's garbage or whatever it is. They'll pack it all up into one thing and they'll leave it out here.
She gives no teeth in the head stream, though.
And if you don't come get it, then they'll take it to a locker. So that means anybody can come by and take your stuff. So it means whatever you did have is gone.
Where do you go when there is nowhere to go?
They'll go either down the trail or up the trail. There's a lot of people don't really have any place to go.
Early the next morning, the cleanup begins. A yellow box truck has arrived. Rapid response cleanup teams are clearing up campsites, trash, and garbage, packing the truck full. But their efforts only focus on this specific area where the notices were posted. Most of the homeless who were here simply moved a few feet down or up the trail. The next morning, piles of garbage and debris have replaced most of the tents and tarps. Cleanup crews will return in a few days to pick up what's left. Lahua and her boyfriend didn't leave. She's staying in a trailer parked on the street.
Okay, man. Take care of it. Yeah.
Her friend tells me she's feeling sick and is staying inside today.
Hey, did that nigga just say her boyfriend?
Haven't disappeared. They're just waiting
Somebody
to see where they'll go next.
They did a cleanup yesterday here. Did you have to move during that cleanup?
Oh yeah.
Where did you move to?
I just everything packed up. I haven't moved yet, so just kind of waiting to see what happens.
And then you'll make camp somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much. Clean it by ear.
Marshall has been homeless for the past couple of years. He used to have a good job. Then things spiraled out of control.
Welcome back.
Yo, this is crazy. These gliders, they're giving gliders a bad name. It's not their best.
Yo, this dude.
But
where's that white privilege?
But with all that said, they're not killing each other.
Nah, they resolved their conflicts.
I thought gliders were just floating on the cloud of money as soon as they were born. Floating on the cloud of privilege and opulence.
Yeah, this is.
They'll steal here and there.
Well, because their name isn't Jamal.
Yeah, it's funny. I think what was the girl from? What's the girl from? The one with Chinks.
And the Conspiracy.
Yeah, one of the gliders. He got a little hump off on her. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely smashed on Annie.
she bent over, picking up her dog's shit, and then one of the gliders, homeless
Yeah, I
gliders,
think that video.
One of the gliders, what?
so
We don't know
her
who
area
it
is
was.
like,
She got assaulted. We don't know who it was, though. We don't know what the race. She was
Yeah,
young.
she was scared to name him.
So it
I
was the
remember.
son, wasn't it?
She was like, "Why did you guys assume it was a black man?" Remember that?
yep.
Yeah.
Wait, so she never disclosed the race ever?
Never. She
Wow. Yeah, that means black for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Nah, I think she said it was a glider.
No, she never said who it was.
Oh, okay.
Oh, somebody said, "Oh yes," they said, yeah, they did say she said it was a glider in the chat.
When she said that? Oh, she said that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if she said
Did
that.
she say it?
I don't believe it.
She said she felt the woods. She would have really felt my woods.
I don't believe the fact that she didn't come out with it and then later disclose it. I'm starting to think she didn't want to. She had some white guilt.
Yeah, because if it was a white guy, she would have said that off the break. See, all you racists, it was a white guy that grabbed my ass and started humping me in broad daylight.
She's happy it was a white guy, like the father whose son was tragically killed. Wishes it was a white guy.
Wow, man.
Wait, where did y'all hear her say this though? Like, where did she publicly?
She said it in an interview with some lady. I forgot.
Oh, she said in an interview. Okay.
He now has addiction issues, like a lot of people living out here. Has there been any outreach to you, like to say, hey, Marshall, do you need some temporary housing? Do you need permanent housing? Has a team come around? Anything like that?
Not really. Not.
You don't have programs like that. Like white areas don't have all the programs that Sons had. You know, the government pays for all that stuff in the Sun community, or the federal government with our tax dollars. White areas don't have everything like that. They don't have all that shit.
Yeah, I think they only like focus on shelters.
What's the hardest thing about being
white drug addict, man? Just wasting what a waste of white skin, man. That's a waste of some good white skin, man.
Yeah, but not. I hear some people say that they're like, "Yo, you're white. How could you waste all your whiteness on not being a PhD at Harvard?"
Yeah, white gives you that power. You just have to unlock it somehow.
How did you waste your white power and your latent whiteness to?
They think it's comic book style.
Yeah, they think it's like a hidden white potential that you like.
You mean DNA?
Yeah, but they don't view it like that. They view it like,
yeah,
society just gives you everything because you're white.
Exactly. You walking on sunshine.
Being out here, I mean, you've done it
that
for
does
7
mean
years.
Something though.
It's all hard.
Or it proves something.
It's all hard, and it doesn't get any easier. But I mean, either roll with it or get ran over. I mean, what are you gonna do?
While Marshall waits, another person has already moved on. Do you think you're getting the mental help that you need to get off the street?
Yeah, I think they do what they can. But again, it's about me setting goals.
Bobby says he suffers from depression.
Yo, you ain't answered the question right. Yeah, you ain't answered the question right. You're supposed to be like, nah, man, the city just turned their back on us, man.
Do you think you're getting the mental help that you need to get off the street?
Yeah, I think they do what they can. But again, it's about me setting goals.
Bobby says he suffers from depression. He's been homeless for a few years.
It's been about 4 or 5 years.
How do you survive out here?
Just every day, just set goals and small goals. And yep, it's every day set a goal.
Yeah, he do not look gaunt. He don't look like he's starving. He don't look like he's missing a meal. His face don't look,
It look like he never missed a meal.
It look like he has extra fat around his face instead of like, huh? And what goals you think this nigga setting every day, man?
I think that's just something he heard. Like, like something he heard.
I think one of his goals is try to talk to 5 glider women. That's one of his goals every day. I'll have 5 white chicks.
It's a pretty good goal.
If they tell you to move on after a cleanup, where do you go?
Until that sheriff roll out, man, I leave, no conversation, and I come back.
To the same spot usually?
Well, not exactly the same spot, but
When you talk with those out here, when you listen to their stories about how they ended up here, when you see the addiction problems, those with mental health.
Imagine having to come clean this shit up, and you're not like a fucking prisoner. You're like a fucking sheriff. You join the police department, they have to come clean this shit up.
Just get a bulldozer or something.
Just burn that motherfucker. Set that shit to a fire, man.
You gotta come through there with a hazmat suit on.
I'm telling you, man, at the least.
You're moved with compassion. But what if you lived on this street? The crisis unfolding feet from your front door.
Wow. These motherfuckers set up here, yeah. Definitely go out with a BB gun, just be shooting them motherfuckers. Look at this shit. They just post up in front of your fucking house. You got kids and shit. And there's a bunch of homeless junkies from anywhere just milling around outside your house, sleeping out there and shit.
Yeah, it's a bunch of homeless beings shooting up, having bum orgies. All these unprotected fiend bust down freak offs. Only thing that's missing is baby oil. That's it.
Yeah, steal some baby oil from the dollar store and shit.
You ever seen like
cleanup?
A bad fiend? Like, you ever seen like a bad fiend? You ever cracked on a bad fiend before?
I've seen plenty of fiends, yeah.
I'm a bad one, like a hot fiend.
Oh, a hot like Felicia from Friday.
Yeah, like a smashable fiend. Like, yo, she really bad for real.
I mean, they be all right. They be all right. But yeah, if you knew them before they got like that, yeah. But once they get like that, nah, they ain't bad to me, man. That shit is crazy.
The cycle starts all over again. Where do you draw the line between compassion and tolerance?
Honestly, they're wasting their time and the taxpayer money. These people are going to be right back. The city does not have compassion for these people or compassion for us. These people need help.
Todd Littlefield lives in the heart of Southeast 94th and Pardee. He's been outspoken about the city's lack of response.
I'm not going to offer an excuse for why we're forgotten. It's clear that we're forgotten. It's clear that the city does not care. They have no compassion. They have no compassion for us, the neighbors, or the people that are on the streets being assaulted every night.
Mari Factor feels unsafe. She can't let her children play outside.
I can't let my kids ride on that trail, beautiful trail that's very long. It's not so beautiful anymore because it's scary. So many homeless people there.
Mari says some homeless have entered her fenced yard.
So that's why I have to lock all my back doors, windows with wood, just in case. I don't know what we're dealing with. I have my big yard and I can't let them out and play. How is that possible? It's not fair.
I lived in a neighborhood for over 40 years. So I haven't ever seen it like this.
Martin Johnson is compassionate towards the homeless, but says What's happening here wouldn't be tolerated.
They're all compassionate. They're all understanding. That's their fucking problem, man. That's why it's happening.
That's why that shit is DNA with them, man.
Yeah, just weirdos, man.
In other parts of the city.
I understand that people are homeless, and I understand there are some that have and some that don't, and they need it. But we have a crime situation in our way. We have stolen cars back there. They steal the catalytic converters off of cars from my neighbor left and right, and we have needles, we have prostitution, we have a guy that's got a bike situation, we're stealing bikes.
As for the cleanup that just took place,
oh man,
why? They're there for that moment, and then you take the Band-Aid off, you still got the wound.
This is the last thing that we wanted. You know what I mean? We hate, it's so hard to do simple stuff like you charge your phone, wash your hands or your face.
this is one of the visible wounds. Will and Ashley have been living in this dilapidated trailer parked on the street. They've been living in this neighborhood for over a year. They used to live in a tent across the street.
How long have you been living in this trailer for?
About 4 months.
We just had a cleanup here, and you guys didn't have to move?
No, we didn't, because we are not in a tent technically. So they never told us we had to move because we were on the street in a trailer.
How did they end up here? In the past 2 years, Will and Ashley faced one crisis after another. They couldn't pay rent. They lost jobs. There were family issues. There was COVID. They have 2 children now living in foster.
And they're pieces of shit. And they're irresponsible. And they're lazy. And they're fucktards and drug addicts and assholes.
End the story. Yep.
Let's look, man. Oh, let's keep it a buck. This son man wasn't looking for no fucking job, dog. That nigga was laying up, smutting this glider clean, right the fuck out, knocking her fucking boots off every night, and pumping her full of melungin babies, dog. Let's keep it a buck, man. These niggas wasn't fucking trying to be hard working, productive citizens, dog. He was hard at work. Pumping her motherfucking poom poom, nah, that was it.
Neither was she though, man. This bitch, I seen bitches like this. A white bitch like this that's dealing with a nigga like that with red hair and shit, and that look, like she got that look, like she a different type of white girl. She not like a white girl that you.
Yeah, she probably say slang and they be like and all that shit. She like her look.
Stay away from them bitches.
She had jungle fever.
Yeah, black girl she hang with and shit.
Yeah, she probably like fucks with her edges and all that. Cause I seen that, like white bitches playing with their edges. Shit looks kind of weird to me, but you know, that's to me. That's just a signal that they
invested, man.
They out here digging in the dirt. That's where I come in at. But yeah, man, these niggas wasn't no fucking productive citizens, dog. It's 2 fucking bums. Fucking, they done fucking had all this having these goddamn melungin babies in poverty, humping and humping, dog. That's all they do.
Try to act like, and I bet you, like they try to act like everything was fine till 2 years ago. That's a fucking lie. These motherfuckers, nothing was ever fine with these motherfuckers. Like this motherfucker was a stockbroker and shit, and the fucking market crashed, and he lost his job.
The market crashed.
Come on, man. This motherfucker wasn't shit. They lying. They lying about that shit. I can tell you.
So yeah, like this is a big ass red flag, dog. 2 young, able-bodied adults, and y'all can't scrunch up what $1,000 for an apartment. Get the fuck out of here, dog. Y'all niggas is bums, dog.
This nigga can't get a job at a fucking warehouse stacking boxes and shit.
Stuff like you charge your phone, wash your hands or your face.
This is one of the visible wounds. Will and Ashley have been living in this dilapidated trailer parked on the street. They've been living in this neighborhood for over a year. They used to live in a tent across the street.
How long have you been living in this trailer for?
About
Is that an
4
upgrade?
months.
They just had a cleanup here, And you guys didn't have to move?
No, we didn't, because we are not in a tent technically. So they never told us we had to move because we were on the street in a trailer.
Technically.
How did they end up here? In the past 2 years, Will and Ashley faced one crisis after another. They couldn't pay rent. They lost jobs. There were family issues. There was COVID. They have 2 children now living in foster care. Ashley's 2 other children from now live with her former husband.
These niggas some
children with him in foster care, and the other 2 kids he got. Listen to this shit. This bitch wasn't, man. This bitch, right here, listen to this shit.
Simple stuff like you charge your phone, wash your hands or your face.
This is one of the visible wounds. Will and Ashley have been living in this dilapidated trailer parked on the street. They've been living in this neighborhood for over a year. They used to live in a tent across the street.
How long have you been living in this trailer for?
About 4 months.
They just had a cleanup here, and you guys didn't have to move?
No, we didn't, because we are not in a tent technically. So they never
live in like an RV.
We were on the street in a trailer.
How did they end up here? In the past 2 years, Will and Ashley faced one crisis after another. They couldn't pay rent. They lost jobs. There were family issues. There was COVID. They have 2 children now living in foster care. Ashley's 2 other children from a previous marriage now live with her former husband.
I spent as much money.
This bitch got 4 kids and none of them live with her.
Yikes.
She living in a fucking old ass fucking trailer in the middle of the street covered in the tarp with some fucking sun turd.
Yo,
man,
if I was
shameful, man.
if I was a Gladys fan, I would use this as like a cautionary tale. If I see my daughter liking black men, I'm be like, look, bitch, this is how you gonna end up. You gonna end up in a fucking trailer having some bastard Melungeon babies, pumping on some dusty ass nigga with a goddamn hazmat.
I bet you they
nigger
find,
babies.
I bet you they find weed though. I bet you weed ain't hard to find. I bet you they smoke good every fucking day. I bet you that. It's broken as hard as it is. The weed, they always find a way to get some weed.
Before, and we were waiting to get into programs, the list.
Previous marriage, now live with her former husband.
I spent as much money as long as I could on hotels for us. Before, and we were waiting to get into programs, the list for a lot of shelters were full, and it took maybe 2 months. Mm-hmm. It was really fast. It was really fast, and it sucked because we had no control over it. Like we had no control over it. We tried to stay with family.
This is the place Will and Ashley now call home.
A lot of this stuff just got brought in here really fast because it was raining when we first started. When Rapid Response came also, and it was just stuff we had to bring over. And some of the stuff outside is mostly like storage bins to put all this stuff in. But there's rats out there, and they get all over everything, and they're so gross. And so before I bring it in here, I want to clean it off. But it's hard to do that kind of stuff because we have to get like napkins and water.
Compassion versus tolerance. Is it compassionate to let people live like this? Is it right to tolerate people shooting up drugs on our streets and sidewalks?
It's rude for somebody to fucking post out of the whole fucking city for somebody to fucking think about it. You got a whole big ass city, and then these motherfuckers just fucking post up their tents in front of your house. Man, that's What made y'all pick my house out of the whole fucking city to do this?
Yeah, I would have seen that goddamn mud shark. I'd be like, look, bitch. You would get goddamn dusty ass CJ from San Andreas looking ass.
Get your Melungeon out of here.
Yeah, get you and your goddamn dirt dolphin ass the fuck out of my neighborhood, bitch.
Yeah, get the fuck in front of my house. Yeah, I definitely would have to get the fuck from in front of my house. Yeah, man, without a doubt, man. Without a doubt.
Kids.
It don't matter if I got kids. You got to fuck in front of my house, motherfucker.
4 kids. You would think she would stop at 2.
What you mean stop? She just, yo, she not. It's not like that. It's not like a stop thing. She a fucking thotty ass white bitch is fucking with this nigga. She fuck with this nigga. This nigga got her living in a fucking trailer and shit with a tarp over it.
Yo, is that Lou Williams?
Shit. Look like RJ Barrett for real though. This nigga's a fucking bum, yo. And he high as shit right now. He high as fucking giraffe pussy right now, man. And this nigga is just fine. Like he fine with this shit. Like this is they'll live here for 20 years if it's up to this nigga.
Because there's no responsibility.
Yo, that son man living his best life.
Yeah. He got pussy, so she got her. That's pussy. And if he could find a way to get some weed, maybe she do some tricks and some shit and get some weed every night, or they use a little like government check they getting to get some weed or something. Weed, I'm telling you, if this nigga gets some weed, he got her for the pussy. Man, he's gravy, my nigga.
Look at him. That nigga don't look like.
Yo, y'all harsh, yo, but it's the truth, man.
You need that Wi-Fi though.
Does that look like the face of a man in distress?
Yo, do you think they're not using them people's Wi-Fi in that houses? You think they're not
using Obamacare bullshit phone? Yeah.
They running up these people's Wi-Fi. They stealing their cable and everything, man. They fucking probably running some shit. Got their electricity. They running some fucking illegal shit from their probably using these people's electricity and who live in these houses. Hey, look at this nigga, man. This is shameful, man. You should be ashamed of yourself.
This nigga is comfortable, dog. Look at him. He got his hazmat suit on. He got him some white coochie. That nigga living his best life, bro.
That's
they
bad
probably
white.
And everything. He probably be like cussing her out and everything. He got her living in a trailer. He still be cussing her ass out, bitch.
That nigga be like, bitch. I'm a whole high value man. Like,
yeah, he be listening to Kevin Samuels and shit.
Nigga be in the trailer. Kevin Samuels.
He was phone listen to Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit. He in there doing listen to Fresh and Fit, living in a fucking trailer on the street. That's crazy. They can never leave. One of them always gotta be there at all times because if they both leave, another homeless people gonna try to steal that joint, man. Try to take their little house and shit. These motherfuckers. That's probably why his excuse for not getting a job. Baby, I can't get a job because I gotta be here and make sure nobody steal our place, man.
It's crazy.
That nigga living good, man. He great. He got it good, man. You know what? Same black time, same black channel. Out of here. Peace out.
Peace.